You get a call, maybe a message, and it looks official.
Yeah.
Or perhaps it's just a missed call, right? You call back, and suddenly you're being told you're involved in some serious crime, something you know absolutely nothing about.
Yeah, it sounds like a nightmare scenario.
Exactly. But it's not. This is the chilling reality of what's called a digital arrest scam.
Mm-hmm.
It's this really nasty type of fraud. You have criminals pretending to be police or government officials, basically convincing you you're under investigation, maybe there's a warrant.
All designed to scare you.
Right, to scare you into paying them money or giving up sensitive information. So today, we're doing a deep dive into one of the most, frankly, staggering cases we've come across. It involves a huge amount of money and, well, a really profound personal loss.
Yeah, it's quite devastating.
Our mission here is to really unpack the mechanics, the step-by-step process of this specific fraud, so you can see the vulnerabilities, that we all might face online.
And what's really striking and quite terrifying about this digital arrest tactic is its psychological power. It really weaponizes our sort of natural fear of authority figures, of legal trouble.
It bypasses the rational brain.
Completely. It creates this powerful illusion of immediate danger. So yeah, we'll walk through the journey of one victim step by step. We want to show you exactly how these complex scams are put together so you can hopefully spot the red flags yourself.
Okay, let's zoom in on this case then, because it really is
right.
like a masterclass in psychological manipulation. We're focusing on Leni Prabhu, a retired woman from Mangaluru.
Mm-hmm.
For her, this whole nightmare kicked off on January 15th. Started with what seemed totally innocent, just a missed call from a number she didn't recognize.
Seems harmless enough.
But when she called back,
Yeah.
things escalated.
Yeah.
Fast. She got connected to a woman claiming to be an official from the General Post Office, the GPO.
And that right there is when the trap was really sprung. Mrs. Prabhu was told very chillingly that a parcel supposedly sent using her name, heading to China, had been intercepted. And the contents. A significant amount, 150 grams of MDMA, a serious narcotic.
Wow, okay.
And the scammer immediately delivered this severe threat, potential prison time, over 75 years.
75 years.
Yeah. And it's not just, any drug. Choosing MDMA, with its heavy penalties worldwide, that's deliberate. It cranks up the seriousness, makes that 75-year threat feel incredibly real, incredibly immediate.
Even if the whole claim is absurd on its face.
Exactly. It's designed specifically to flood your system with panic, override your logical thinking.
That is such a specific and terrifying thing to just invent.
Yeah.
But how does a claim like that, so wild about drugs in China, actually work? How does it trigger that immediate fear? What's the psychology there?
Well, it's the sheer weight of it, isn't it? A sudden, severe legal threat. And it's delivered with this air of officialdom. Most of us were conditioned to respect legal authority, maybe even fear it a little.
Sure.
So when someone sounding official tells you you're facing decades in prison, that primal fight or flight just kicks in. Rational thought goes out the window.
Just panic and confusion.
Exactly. A state of intense anxiety. And that makes you vulnerable to whatever they say next.
Right. And even though Miss Prabhu kept denying it, saying, no, that wasn't me, the scammer just insisted. This package was sent using your ID. And then comes this critical step you mentioned. They somehow got more personal details out of her. How do they typically manage that?
They often use that panic you just mentioned. They'll pretend they need to verify your identity or check the records.
Right, for the investigation.
Precisely. And they might ask her things that seem kind of harmless, like your date of birth, your address, maybe even old addresses. But each piece of information helps them build a more convincing profile of you. It makes them seem more legitimate, and it gives them more ammo for further manipulation. They might even be cross-referencing it with data from breaches or public records. So once they felt they had a stronger hold, they offered this fake solution.
Ah, the escape hatch.
Kind of. They claimed she needed something called a no objection certificate, like a magic document to prove her innocence.
Which doesn't actually exist in this context, presumably.
No, of course not. But what's really insidious here isn't just the fake certificate. It's the price tag they put on it.
Okay, how much?
They demanded 93% of her pension money.
93%. That's incredibly specific.
Yeah.
And huge.
It's astronomical. And it wasn't just about getting money. It was calculated to ensure she was completely dependent on them financially and psychologically. They basically trap you deeper by taking away your ability to just walk away or seek real help.
Wow, that is just incredibly calculated. So the psychological pressure cooker is on full blast. How did this actually start hitting her finances?
Well, the financial bleeding started almost right away after that initial contact. Mrs. Prabhu actually traveled to Mangaluru and made an initial transfer, 55 lakh rupees. That's a very significant sum.
How did she transfer it?
Through RTGS, real-time gross settlement.
Ah, okay. That's for large amounts, instant transfers, right?
Exactly. High value, immediate bank to bank. And crucially, once an RTGS transfer goes through, it's practically impossible to reverse.
Which is perfect for fraudsters.
Absolutely. And here's another critical layer. She was told, very strictly, do not tell anyone about these transactions.
Isolating her.
Completely. It ramps up the fear and stops her from getting a reality check from anyone else.
And that isolation, that's not just a byproduct, is it? It's a core part of the strategy. Keep the victim cut off.
Oh, absolutely deliberate. It stops friends, family, even bank tellers, maybe, from asking questions or spotting the scam.
So how did it continue after that first huge payment?
Well, imagine being told you can't talk about this terrifying thing threatening your freedom, your savings. That pressure, plus the isolation, it creates this echo chamber where only the scammer story exists.
Right.
So over the next few months, basically from mid-January to early July, Mrs. Prabhu apparently made several more transfers, installments.
Oh, no.
Adding up to a total, well, it's staggering, 3 crore, 9 lakh, 75,000 rupees.
Over 3 crore.
Yes. Essentially, her entire life savings.
Unbelievable.
And the slow drip, these installments, combined with the secrecy, makes it incredibly hard for someone in that situation to see the bigger picture. Each payment just feels like the next necessary step to make the problem go away, until it's way too late.
Such a chilling, methodical process. So after all that money, months of fear,
Yeah.
how did she finally realize it was a scam? What happened?
It's often quite abrupt. The people she was dealing with, the ones on the phone, they just stopped responding.
Went silent.
Yeah, cut off contact. And it was only then, after all those payments, after months living under this manufactured threat, that Miss Prabhu finally understood she'd been defrauded. That sudden silence after all that intense pressure, it can sometimes be the jolt that breaks the spell the scammers weave.
Just awful. So what's happening now? Is there an official investigation?
Yes, thankfully. A formal police case has been registered. It's with the CEN police station, that's cyber, economics offenses, and narcotics. The authorities have clearly identified this as using the digital arrest playbook.
Okay.
And the investigation is now underway. But this whole sequence of events, from that first call to the silence, it really lays out a stark roadmap of what these scams look like.
Yeah, this deep dive into Mrs. Prabhu's story, it just throws the truly insidious nature of these digital arrest scams into sharp relief, doesn't it?
It really does.
That rapid-fire succession of threats, the demand for total silence, the relentless financial pressure, they're all hallmarks of this trend.
A growing trend, unfortunately.
And it's such a stark reminder, these aren't just random phishing attempts. They are highly planned, highly choreographed psychological assaults, designed specifically to short-circuit our rational thinking, exploit our basic fears. It's weaponizing authority against us.
And if you think about the bigger picture, her story really hammers home the need for, well, absolute vigilance, deep skepticism, especially with any unsolicited contact calls, messages that mentions legal trouble or demands immediate action, immediate money.
Anything that pressures you.
Exactly. And the sheer audacity of it all. Inventing a fake no objection certificate for a crime that never happened, and then demanding that specific percentage, 93% of her savings. It shows these criminals might actually do research, they have an idea of their victims' assets, and they are chillingly good at creating a solution that seems legitimate, even while being utterly terrifying to a problem they created.
So the bottom line for you listening, what's the key takeaway? It really has to be, always question. Always verify. Never, ever let fear rush you or override your judgment, especially if large amounts of money or very personal information are involved.
Trust your gut.
Absolutely. If something feels off, pause. Check it out through official channels. Don't use contact details given by the caller. Your skepticism, that's your best defense.
And maybe, as you think about this case later, consider this. We live in this incredibly connected world, right? Our digital lives leave traces everywhere, and we often trust official communications. So what new kinds of psychological manipulation might we see next, beyond even this digital arrest? Maybe more subtle things.
That's a sobering thought.
It is. And it raises the question, how can we, all of us together, build a stronger culture of critical awareness, of looking out for each other? How do we safeguard ourselves and our communities from these threats that just keep evolving?